Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I have a special collaboration today for you. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. But before we get on to the video, I just want to welcome all of you guys and tell you how much I am glad you are here. So with all of that, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number one. So I am going to take this wood ornament sign from Dollar Tree. I'm going to mark a 3-inch spot in the middle. And I'm going to use my painter's tape to tape that off. And after I have it laid out, I'm like, that doesn't look very straight. So I grab my ruler here and I'm just measuring one end, the middle, and then the next end to see if they were the same. They were not. So I'm going to just remove my tape here a little bit and lay my ruler down and put that tape right where it should be to make that whole thing even. I did measure it again after that to make sure. Then I painted the middle of it with my Folk Art Mossy Meadow paint, and then the top and the bottom with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory. And I apologize if I call that Mossy Meadow mossy because I keep wanting to call it that. Anyways, I found this decal on Cricut Design Space and I cut it out with my stencil vinyl. I'm going over it with my metallic gold paint by Decor in the color Glorious Gold. And then once it was dry, I'm going to remove that vinyl, but this gold, because it's the metallic-y, it kind of pulled some of it up. And so you see me rubbing it there, trying to lay some of the paint down. And then it did pull up some of the paint, like right here with the Y. So I just took a very small paintbrush and painted where that little tail on the Y would be, and I had to cover the M and all that stuff. But anyways, I got these from Essential Stencils last year. I bought them. They're beautiful winter stencils. I don't know if they have them this year. I don't think so. But you could use anything similar if you want to recreate this. But I'm just going to remove 3 of those rub-on transfers. I'm going to lay the bigger one down right in the middle. And I'm going to just rub it on, and I'm going to rub, and then I'm going to start removing the top transfer piece of, I don't know what you call it. I think I usually call it transfer paper, but I'm just going to remove that, and I'm going to start pulling up, and if I see any of that design coming up, I just lay it back down, rub a little bit more until I'm able to pull that whole transfer sheet completely off without the decal attached to it. Now on the bottom where it overhangs, I knew some of that would come off and I was fine. I just wanted to make sure that it didn't pull off the image that was on the wood ornament there. And then I'm going to take, as you can see, I didn't know I showed you guys all this. In fact, I think I was going to remove some of that. Anyways, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add the smaller ones, one on each side of that middle one there. And you can see, I'm sorry I showed you guys all of this. Normally I cut that down. And then they also had this beautiful bow, and I thought, you know what, instead of making a bow, I'm going to put this really pretty transfer onto the top. So I'm just going to add that right to the top. And that's, anyways, then I'm going to take some of the gold cording here. I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom part of the green there, just to kind of soften the lines where the green and the ivory color meet, and then give it a little more detail. I'm going to do the same thing on the very top, just using my little glue gun there. And then after that, I'm just going to take some more of that gold cording that I had. I'm going to thread it through the hanger hole, tie a knot, and that's all I did for this. And I just think it is so simple and elegant and pretty. I just love it. And oh, there, I add a little glue on the back to hold that knot in the back so that it's not coming out front. But look how beautiful that is. I just love it. I just think it's beautiful. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, I am collaborating right now today with my good friend Clary from Clary's Creations, and she is so talented. Sometimes I'm just amazed at the stuff she puts together and what she creates. She's a new channel and she's looking to grow her channel, so if you haven't already, show her some love by subscribing to her channel and make sure you let her know I sent you. I'll have links to her in my description box below. Okay, DIY number 2. I'm going to take this IOD mold and I'm going to go over it with some cornstarch. I'm going to go over the pieces that I'm going to use. I had a little bit too much cornstarch there in that pine cone, but if you don't can't afford IOD, I know they're a little expensive. You can find very similar molds on Amazon for a lot less that you could use. But once I had them covered, I took some of my DOS Air Dry clay. I'm just going to kind of knead it a little bit, and then I'm going to put it inside the molds that I'm going to use. And then one thing I like about the IOD molds is they do have that little lip on the end that makes it a little easier to remove the clay from the edges. So once I had all the pieces that I was going to do, now these weren't actually all the pieces because I did make some more, but I'm just going to remove them and they come out so nice and easily. I just love it. And so once I had them all done, I'm going to take my folk art paint in the color antique green and I'm just going to paint all the greenery pieces with this color. And I think this is probably the longest part of this whole DIY was the painting, but I also took my Crimson by Waverly and I'm going to go over the berries with it, and then I'm going to take my Truffle by Waverly and go over the 2 pine cones that I made. And sometimes once the paint starts drying, you see little spots of white, you have to kind of go over it again. Then I took this glass cylinder from Dollar Tree. I'm going to clean it real well with some alcohol, and then I'm going to take this napkin. I don't remember if I got this from decoupagenapkin.com or for Amazon. I kind of think Amazon, but I'm just going to use some water to go around it just to kind of cut out that napkin because I just want the image part. Now these napkins usually have plaid on the bottom if you look for them. I'm going to remove the layers that are on the back of that, just being very careful to remove it. And I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to brush over the front of my glass cylinder here in an area that I felt would be big enough for my napkin. I'm going to lay that napkin down with the image side on the glass. That's the very important part. This is called reverse decoupaging. And then I'm just going to, there were some areas that didn't have very much Mod Podge, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. Very carefully, I'm going to use this plastic to kind of tap it in or brush it into the Mod Podge. That plastic helps not rip the napkin, and I'm just going to get that all on there. Make sure it's all smooth into that Mod Podge, and then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and go over it again just to give it that protective coat. You want to be real careful when you do this so that you don't rip the napkin or bubble it up. Then after it was dry, I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White and I'm going to start painting my glass cylinder. I am going to even paint behind my napkin, but when you do that, again, you want to be really careful. Brush lightly, and don't do too many strokes there. Anyways, but your Mod Podge that you put on top of it does really help protect it. So once I have this all painted in the back and on the sides, I'm just going to leave a little bit of an opening in the front. And as you can see, I'm just painting a little bit on the bottom. I'm kind of trying to round the corners, paint a little bit at the top, and then just bring it around. And after I did end up doing like 2 coats of paint. Once it was all dry, I took my Mod Podge here and I'm going to brush it all on. And now I didn't really care if there were streaks or anything with my paint because it's really pretty much going to be covered. So I'm going to take, this is called shaved ice. It's like a plastic, it has like plastic bag pieces and glitter mixed together. I got it off of Amazon a couple of years ago. I'm going to put it over that Mod Podge and I'm going to go all the way around it. Now I did not go around the opening part because I'm going to take my Titebond glue here. I'm going to start gluing my clay pieces all around that opening. And I'm just going to add my Titebond multi-surface glue, use my finger to rub it in. The pine cone, I put too much and I kept slipping around and I kept trying to hold it in place and I put too much glue. So you want to just be careful not to put too much. But once I've got those all around, I'm going to take my Snow Tex here and I'm going to go all around my mold pieces or my clay pieces. I'm even going around, as you can see, there was a gap between that leaf and the pine cone. I'm going around it. I'm going to go around the bottom part underneath that pine cone and put extra thick snow text. I just want it to look like it's got a thick layer of snow on the glass part and then a light layer of it on the molds itself, or the clay, I guess. Then I took a small paintbrush and just kind of went around the areas where that bigger brush was not working. And that's all I did. And then I put a candle inside of it. You guys, I absolutely love this. I've been seeing different things like this and I've been wanting to give it a try. Oh my goodness, I love this. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below.
Well, guys, here we are. It is the 20th of November. We are a week before Thanksgiving. Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving? Do you have Thanksgiving plans? Are you traveling, staying home, hosting? Let me know in the comment box what you're doing. I'd love to know. Thankfully, I have a sister that doesn't live very far away, and she usually hosts because she has her side of the family, which is me and my mom and my husband, but she also has a son who's married, so she's got some extended family there, and then my brother-in-law has some family, so she's usually the one that hosts. But we do all do potluck style, which makes it nice because then she doesn't have to try and do the whole meal, and we can all bring it together. And sometimes I'll tell you, it's just amazing. They're always really good, but a couple of years ago, it was almost like it was planned because every single meal that was brought was just amazing. And everything was just so good. And last year was really good too. But there was just something about that year before, I don't know what it was, that everything was just tasted amazing. But yeah, so it's fun. That's what we do for Thanksgiving. So let me know in the comment box what you do. I love to get to know, or to get to know what you guys do too. I'm looking forward to it. I love Thanksgiving. I have a grandson that was raised a vegetarian. And when he was younger, he said, I don't like Thanksgiving. I'm like, why not? And he's like, all it's about is food. And he's like this big, he's always been skinny. He's not a very big eater. He's a very picky eater, actually. And it just always cracks me up. So I always think on Thanksgiving, oh, I'm sure he's just real thrilled about it because I don't think he's changed much about that. But anyways, I love Thanksgiving, and it's a time of family, and I am a huge family person, so I love being with family. I do miss my kids that aren't around here and my other grandkids that aren't around, and it would just be wonderful if we could all have a Thanksgiving together. But I don't see that in the near future, but you never know what might happen, right? You never know what the future holds. But anyways, I'm going to quit chatting, and we will continue on with this fun collaboration.
Okay, DIY number 3. So I'm going to take one of these little wood shelves that they're 2 in a pack from Dollar Tree, and this 12 by 12 wood piece. Well, with the wood shelf, I'm going to fill in the holes with my spackling, and then I'm going to paint that with that 12 by 12 wood piece with my Mossy Meadows paint by Folk Art. I just painted the back side of my 12 by 12 wood piece, and then on the front side, I'm just going to go over it with my Titebond multi-surface glue, and it's quick and thick because it is quick and thick. Once I had it all brushed on, I took this beautiful paper I got from Hobby Lobby. It is $1.99, but it has a little flocking on it, a little texture, and I just thought it was gorgeous. So I put this on my sign here. And then I'm just going to turn it around. Since I'm not using Mod Podge, I'm just going to use my little finger knife here to trim off any of that paper that was overhanging the sign. I'm going to use my same Titebond glue and brush it along the back of that wood shelf, and then I'm gluing it onto the front of my sign, making sure it was even. Then I'm going to take these 1-inch wood letters from Amazon. I'm going to paint them with my Decor metallic paint in the color Glorious Gold. And then I'm just going to use that Titebond glue again and brush it all on the back of these letters. I'm going to use my little square ruler there to hold or make sure that it is all, my letters are even. Because I would probably be crooked if I didn't use that. And then I took some bamboo sticks. I get these from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store. I'm going to cut the ends at an angle using my miter shears. And you guys, if you don't have these, put them on your Christmas list. They are amazing. I love them. And then once I had all four pieces cut down to size and angled, I'm going to paint them with that mossy meadow paint. Yes, I keep wanting to say mossy moss. Um, then once they were dry, I took my Type Bond glue here again. I'm going to put it on the back of them, and I'm going to use my finger just to smooth it out. That mainly makes it so that the glue doesn't push out when you lay it on your piece. And then once I have all of these laid in place, I guess I have to show you me doing another one. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I was just not with it this morning when I was doing this, I guess. Maybe I need another cup of coffee. Look at how messy I am. I get so messy with paint and glue. It's just crazy. You should see my apron. It's pretty funny. Anyways, I always have to wear an apron. Otherwise, I end up getting paint on my clothes. I am going to use these Dollar Tree little clips to clip those in place for a few minutes. And then I'm just going to add some of this gold cording around. Now, those little trees have a little bit of gold on the star and on little gold balls. They make them so pretty. So that's why I decided to use this gold. And then I'm just going to leave it plain. I'm not going to put anything else on it. And I'm just going to mark where I want to staple in my hanger. I'm going to use some of that gold cording that comes from Hobby Lobby. I tied a knot on the end, and I'm just going to staple it right up to the top and staple it there, and there it is. And I just think it is so simple, so pretty. I think it's elegant. I think that gold on there, that paper is just gorgeous. I hope you like it too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for celebration of your recreations. And we have Tammy made these adorable reindeer. Look at her turkey reindeer. They are just adorable, Tammy. Thank you so much for sharing those. And then Kathy made this wonderful ribbon holder. Amazing, Kathy. You did a great job. And then Brandy made this Christmas book and this beautiful painting. I just love it. Thank you so much, Brandy, for sharing. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase for you, you can send pictures to my email address. That is rusticandlacediy@gmail.com, or you can always send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 4. So I'm going to take this, first of all, I have these beautiful antique papers that I got last year from Temu. I know I showed them to you last year. I think I did a few projects with them, but they are just so gorgeous. If you don't like Temu, and that's okay, you can find antique papers on Amazon as well. Sometimes you can even find them in the craft stores. So just look around and see what you can find if you want to recreate these. This is a very simple, easy project that we're doing today. So after I showed you all of these, I'm going to show you what I did with mine. So I have this frame from Dollar Tree. It's a beautiful frame. I know these are kind of hard to find, but you could find any kind of frame. You could even find frames at thrift stores that look a little antique, that has some kind of detail on them. But I'm going to just take my, what is this, black? What is this? Wax. It's black wax, gilding wax. There we go. I'm going to use my finger, which made a huge mess. Oh my goodness. I had to use acetone to get it all off of me, but I'm just going to go over my whole picture frame, and then I'm going to take a paper towel and just wipe off all that excess just to give it kind of more of an antique look. Then I'm going to take the backing that came off of it and the antique Santa sign vintage Santa sign, picture that I used, and I'm just going to mark where I need to cut it and then use my paper cutter to cut it all down to size. Then I'm just going to lay the backing behind it and put it right in place. And then I'm going to add the back cover. Once I have that all in there, I'm going to add the clips, put the clips back over it. And super simple project. Look how pretty that is. So then I decided to go ahead and add some greenery. So these are, again, from the candle wreaths that I get from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to glue some down on the bottom. And then I'm going to take this beautiful velvet ribbon I also got from Hobby Lobby. Now this doesn't have the wires on the end, so it is a little harder to work with. But I just did the awareness ribbon sign. Once I got it like I liked it, scrunched it up in the middle and tied some of that gold cording around the middle. I just tied a knot there. Then I'm just going to dovetail the ends by folding it in half and cutting at an angle. And then I'm just going to glue that right in the middle, right there of my sign. And then I'm just going to add some of these little berries to the greenery pieces, and that's all I'm going to do for this one. Super, super simple. Anyone could do. You could change out the pictures every year if you wanted to. It's just beautiful. And then I'd have this frame too from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go over it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson, making sure I get into all of those little grooves there for that detail. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Even just like that, it's so pretty. But anyways, I didn't paint the back of these frames. I probably should have. But while that paint was still wet, I went ahead and covered it with my baking soda. Just the only thing I didn't like about this was I couldn't really get the sides. I was trying to do that here, but the paint was already dry. So I just, dumped all that baking soda back into that plate and then just use a soft brush to brush this all off. Now you guys saw me do this earlier in the season with ornaments, making velvet ornaments. So I thought, let's make a velvet frame. So that's what I did here. And I'm just going to get all of that baking soda off. And once I got it all off, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trace that backing around the picture that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to cut it out. This time I just used my scissors to cut it out. You could do whatever works for you. And after I have this done, I'm going to add it to the backing and add that back to my frame, add the back part of the frame to it as well. I'm not even going to dress this one up. I just thought the velvet look was so pretty and I didn't want to cover it up. And there it is. Look at my beautiful antique pictures. I just love them. Vintage, I should say. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. And your final reveal is coming right up. So make sure and check that out. Let me know which one was your favorite one today. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me that thumbs up, comment, share this video, hype it. And subscribe if you haven't already. And then make sure you check out Clary's channel as well as her video. I'll have a link to those in my description box. And make sure you subscribe to her as well and help her grow her channel. So with all of that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you on Sunday for the next one. Bye-bye.